All right, hello and welcome again. So another lesson this week from the Brookings Arts Council. As always, my name is Shelby. So this week is kind of a fun week, a festive week, because Halloween is right around the corner. So here for this lesson, we're going to do kind of a Day of the Dead skull, which the Day of the Dead actually starts like the day after Halloween. And so not exactly Halloween, but it does start a little bit after, but it's right around that same time of year. And it is spooky with like skeletons, and the different kind of designs that they use is always kind of a fun art project to do. So as far as supplies today, I do have colored pencils and markers here at my station. If you prefer crayons or paint, if your parents allow you, like by all means use that. I am kind of partial to colored pencils and crayons, just because you can shade. But yeah, completely up to you, whatever you want. I do have a pencil with an eraser too. If you don't have one, I would get a separate eraser in case you make a mistake. And I do have just regular like printer paper as well. So today we're going to start off by drawing the skull and then kind of filling in from there. So that first kind of initial skull, we're going to start with like a half circle, and you want to fill the space pretty much. So I just have like a half circle, and then we're going to add the rest of the jaw and everything. I just want to make sure that you have that half circle to begin with. You'll go down and on either side, like it kind of dips in where your teeth and like jaw would be, and then it's a straight line across the bottom, just like so. So it looks like that. So kind of like a light bulb. And then if you want, you can go ahead and like add teeth. I probably will. Or if you want just like a mouth, like a stitched mouth across, you can do that as well. I kind of like the idea of like having teeth because I think they can be kind of interesting and fun too. So the next part is to add in the eye sockets. And the eye sockets are actually like fairly large. And they're just circles. Ooh, mine are too large. See, good thing we have erasers because that is what they're there for. If you make a mistake, if it helps you, you can kind of like do like a really light dashed line down the middle so you don't get one eye that's way bigger than the other one. Yep, so I have two eyeballs then, two eye sockets, right about the same size. I did kind of add like a scalloped line where I'll add each tooth down here. And then the nose. So the nose ends up being two kind of slits. They kind of look like flower petals. Oh, those are too high up. So we have some nose holes. And then I'm gonna make some like spine, like vertebrae for a neck. And I think that like 3 is a good number. I think like 3 would be great. If you want more, that's awesome. I wouldn't do any less than 3. And really, they're just gonna be kind of ovals. And they're all about the same size. You want some space in between them. And it's okay if they run off the paper. Mine ran off the paper down here. So they're just kind of light, but we just have those 3 spine pieces and then the skull. So from there, really, it's all about kind of decorating and what you want it to be. So Day of the Dead skulls are typically really kind of fancy and like decked out with like rhinestones and jewels. There's usually flowers in the eye sockets, things like that. I think those are all really important things. So like honestly, yeah, decorate how you want your skull to be. So like I think it's kind of fun to think of them like, were they an artist? Maybe they have paint splotches on their face. Were they farmers or cowboys or cooks, or you know what I mean? Like what kind of job did they do in their life? Because in Day of the Dead, like in the Spanish culture, the Mexican culture, there is it's representative of how people were when they were alive. So maybe they have things like toys or, you know what I mean, jewelry or things like that that you could incorporate in this. Really have fun, really make them kind of characters of your own. And then also the background, like use a pattern, fill it in, use a pattern. Maybe they're in an environment, maybe they're in like a space where they would have like lived. Maybe honestly you just fill it in with black. Maybe you color it in completely with black. You outline the skull so it looks really bright and white, and then the black use a marker or a colored pencil or a crayon and fill in the background with just one flat color. But I wouldn't leave it white because the white of the skull and the white of the paper is going to clash and make it kind of hard to see. But aside from that, I will post a picture of mine when it is finished. You can see kind of what we're shooting for. But other than that, honestly, that's all I have for you today. So if you want, like, please feel free to reach out to the Brookings Arts Council with your finished project. If you have any questions or concerns or suggestions for, like, future videos, please let us know. But yeah, that's all I got. So as always, have a good night, and you'll see me next time.